Hey guys, Taro here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Angerville for this one. Playing for you today is momo4sho, spawning in the north, playing as Soviet Union. And his loadout is guard motor, shock rifle, frontline and mechanized support. In the south is PauL, recent winner of my tournament, Taro Pacific Invitational, and his loadout is Blitzkrieg, mechanized assault and elite troops. So the Brits are out, but not featuring in this game. I've played them quite a lot now. They seem to have quite a lot of trouble in the early game, especially against snipers, but in the late game pretty much everything they have is slightly overpowered. So it's not really that fun for me. Observing those games usually involves pretty poor early game, and then you get some variant of the Churchill, which is pretty much indestructible, and then you win. So here we are with a vanilla matchup for you between two of the top players in the world instead. Conscripts get into this garrison right under the watch of those pioneers, so they're going to have to halt their wiring, and instead it looks like they're going to go try harass some territory. Same time, PauL is branching out to the left, trying to capture some territory over there, which is a good plan. As generally in Angerville from the south spawn, you do want to go left. Oh no, Momo's squad is bugged out here. It's caught in this, what are those? Are those boxes? Crates? And down they go! Very unlucky there from Momo, being caught in that bug. So he's down a squad of combat engineers already, and he hasn't put down his tech structure, so that's definitely going to slow his tech down a very long way. So a good start for PauL, and he's gone for an early mortar, so that will help him clearing this garrison if he tries to push out along the right flank. So a pretty good choice from this southern spawn. And no machine gun, you notice. So similar to what he did in Taro Pacific Invitational, going for a more grenadier heavy build, a more mobile build, and now supporting it with a mortar to help clear this garrison. So you see Momo has rebuilt his common engineers, and I imagine he's going to put down his tech structure very shortly. Because he's gone for 4 conscripts, I don't think we're going to be seeing tier 1. Probably more likely to see a tier 2 build. Yep, there it goes. So Momo's coming along, trying to cut PauL off on his left hand side, and this is where a machine gun would come in handy, trying to suppress some of these squads. Instead he's just trying to get some pot shots off with his mortar, which is very hard against these mobile units. And that's trying to engage wisely with his grenadiers, but that is not going so well here. Engaging in 2v1s. Does manage to force that retreat, but he's going to have to retreat in short order himself. Here come the command engineers, now upgrade with a flamethrower. Should be able to apply some pressure to some of PauL's squads. Grenadiers coming here on the flank of these conscripts, negating their cover. They switch targets. The one close range, they'll be doing more damage. In fact, that other squad actually retreated.
Soviet HQ now includes a field hospital, but only for those who are seriously wounded.
Flamethrowers bursting down these grenadiers. They're getting very, very, very low. I'm not sure if the flamethrower changes have taken effect. It looks like they have, because there's all this flame on the ground there. Or I think they removed flame crits from flamethrowers, and meant they do damage over time on the ground now. So very effective against team weapons and garrisons, but much less effective in other combat duties. So I'm trying to remember some changes, I don't know. I've been reading the balance mod changes, which is coming out soon. So I get confused between those changes and the changes that are currently in effect. But balance mod's looking promising. Included health reductions to the Churchill tank. Those changes to flame weapons that I mentioned earlier. Buffs to US forces, so check out the changelog there. I think it's on page 7 of the notes on the Company Affairs 2 website. Oh, mortar maybe gets a bit of friendly fire there, I think. No. Just conscript dropping that model at the exact right time. And Paul does ever so slightly pull ahead in the engagement, forcing Momo to retreat. Wow. Mortar almost putting in work on his own squad. 2v1 here, Momo's certain to win this engagement. But he did manage to neutralise that fuel, so it's going to impact Momo's fuel income, but at the same time Momo's now going for Paul's cut-off here. So it's going to hurt his resource incomes of all sorts significantly now. Much more significant than just cutting off the single fuel point there. So some nice early pressure from Momo, despite losing that combat engineer squad to the bug. And this is where the MG would do quite well at just shutting down these squads with their suppression. But on this side of the map, maybe vulnerable to flanks, so I can understand why Paul's going for more LMG heavy build. So there have been a few changes. I see that command tank is now at 9 command points instead of 8. So there are definitely a few changes that are snuck through in this patch along with the Brits. Making our Blitzkrieg slightly worse. So we see a T-70 coming up from Momo. It's probably a good choice, considering we didn't go for that early quad. Does have a lot of munitions in the bank. Probably needs to start considering putting down some mines of demo charges. We see that Paul has got his Pioneer squad upgraded with the flamethrower, so he won't be able to sweep that at least until he gets another pioneering squad, which probably won't be for a wee while. We should try capitalise on that flamethrower upgrade on that Pioneer squad and get some mines now. T-70 doing some good work, forcing all these troops on the right hand side to retreat. Only getting 1 kill for his troubles though. Another cut-off manoeuvre from Momo is successful. He should probably retreat that instead of trying to soft retreat it. Don't want to lose that flamethrower, and 2 stars of Vet. Vet 2, that's where they gain the increased repair speed. Very, very useful level of veterancy. So T-70 is switched sides now, which is wise. No targets for it to launch its 45mm gun on the right hand side. Switching sides now. Oh, but that's a pack. And he gets 1 shell off, and we see Momo did activate that crew repair, which is useful for 2 things. It gives you that extra bit of health, but also stops your gun from firing, so you can disappear into the fog of war quicker. So it's a nice trick displayed there from Momo. Quite expensive though, as you'll note, 60 munitions, but he was floating a lot, as I noted earlier, so not really top of the list on his concerns. Much more important to keep his T-70 alive. Conscripts get up close and personal with the mortar, put some pressure on it, forcing it back into base, but Momo can't chase any further due to the base MG there. Instead, now switching targets to try and put some pressure on the pack, though all of his troops at the front line have had to retreat. So he may just put some damage on this. No, he's going to try stall out behind this heavy cover, but there is still the mortar in play. Still in range. Should be able to do some good damage to these squads, and they're very low on health. Whoa, that flamethrower, look at that! He's doing some good work there. Minesweeper squad, oh, is it going to go down? Late reaction, but looks like it will get away to safety. T70 gets a few pokes in, gets a few kills there, nicely done. PauL.a.D did back all the way back to base for some reinforcements, so that has opened up a window for Momo to do some damage. With this T70, now we see a rather late MG from PauL, trying to steady the front line with some suppression. And you can see that doesn't seem to be very effective, the flamethrower damage over time on the ground. Conscript squad wasn't getting damaged very well there. Maybe they need to adjust the values slightly. Or maybe that's just an unlucky spread. We'll have to see a few more instances to really confirm that. Also of note in this patch, you see the logo for prioritized vehicles has changed. It's now like a little sight and a tank on it, instead of just a no smoking sign.
Su-76 assault gun standing by. We have taken it.
Oh, this could be the payoff that I was talking about.
The enemy has taken our supply
Yep,
sector.
there we go. I think that was a Vet 2 LMG squad down the gurgler. And that is the risk you go when you go for flamethrowers on your pioneers. You don't have any way of sweeping squads, and if you know Combat Engineer has been in that general vicinity doing some capping by itself, there's almost guaranteed to be a mine or something like that. So we got to see the crew repair there in full effect, allowing Momo to take 2 pack shots without dying. Very, very useful. Oh, but here comes a Struggy from PauL, so that means mechanized assault. And when we did play this on Turret Pacific Invitational, we did see two Struggies. PauL has been known to go for a lot of Struggies. I remember one game, I think it was against Sidolia, he went 7 Struggies. It was, oh, it was quite a match. Also coming in the future bounce patch, they're removing target weak point from the Stug, instead replacing it with a ability that will make it just disable the main gun on a tank rather than just stunning it in place, which is good, because there was a lot of people just doing cheesy stun lock tactics, and attack weak point did increase the penetration, so pretty much every time it would penetrate against a tank, and then you could just chain stun it and it would die. So it's good to see they're kind of clamping down on that cheap trick. Whoa, T70 almost wipes that squad. It's got a nice rate of fire now. And Vet 2. So the lone pack and Stuggy, not enough to shut down the counter harassment of this T70, forcing all PauL's squads away on the right hand side of the map. At the same time, Stuggy putting in some work. I'm saying that phrase a lot at the moment. Sorry. I'll try to adjust my phrasing. Doing some damage to these conscripts. That's the first shot that's actually landed though, to be honest. Can be difficult you firing up a hill and actually landing a shell. Ooh, let's see, another SU-76 barrage targeting their MG-42. Force it to retreat, probably not necessary. We're behind heavy cover. Could probably just reposition without taking any damage, but better safe than sorry. Striggy is now rotating to the right, but he's making a lot of noise over here. I imagine Momo heard that through the fog of war, or maybe saw the sprites being crushed through the fog of war, so he knows that Striggy's over here, or definitely knows it's here now that the conscripts are there, so he's had ample time to rotate his forces to the right. And that is a double Striggy built from PauL, in fact, so he's used most of his fuel, but he's going to trade that off to try and gain some map control in the mid game. Hope that he can do enough damage with these Striggies to parlay himself some good map control and save up enough fuel for the target. So no tech austere is very much still alive. It's probably been part of the meta game for over half a year now. Whoa, look at that shell! Wow! Striggy just gets the wipe there. 3-man combat engineer squad was quite clumped on retreat there and got face blasted by that Striggy. And we actually see Momo has gone an unusual route. Still hasn't selected his doctrine, going for a T-34 Series 6 instead. And that should be enough to put some pressure on those Striggies. So Momo is keeping his options available, and oh, this pack is way out of position here, now taking some damage from this T-34, and it's just way overextended. He's got nothing there to cover it. He's started building himself another pack. I think he knows he's probably going to lose this one. Here comes the T-70 to seal the deal. That thing wipes squads like nobody's business. And down goes that pack, so that's a good win for Momo. He won't have to build himself an anti-tank gun. He now has the superior firepower of the pack. Pack is superior to the Zis, mainly because its reload rate. Reloads a lot faster than the Zis. And of course, target weak point is extremely strong, as I was talking about earlier. I believe the target weak point is staying on the pack, so it's just being removed from the Strug. But you never know what other changes will happen between now and the end of the bounce mod. T-34 going deep, but fresh pack is on the field. Oh, is it going to be a fade through? No! Oh, it does manage to stop in the nick of time. He's going to take a Panzerfaust, and he's going to lose his T-34 Series 6 here. Hopefully he finishes the Stuggy. Yep. Still, probably not the best trade. Stuggy is quite a bit cheaper. Oh, not even that much cheaper. Cheaper in terms of manpower, certainly. Similar fuel cost. See that the T-34 is still 300 manpower, despite that fuel reduction down to 80. And that seems to be the limiting factor when I try and go T-34. It's more my manpower than fuel as Soviets these days. Perhaps a slight decrease in fuel manpower cost will also be a good change. How's this mortar going? It's been on the field since about the 4th minute, but it's only got 4 kills. That's not a very good strike rate, that's for sure. Oh, AT gun and SU-76 both hit the dirt here. But Struggy is out of position. Pack is repositioning, trying to blast away at the SU-76, but that will get out of its arc of fire with plenty of time to spare. The T-70 also escaped, and that is now Vet 3, 20 kills. So that will have the extra sight range now. And speed, I guess. That's what it means, these good old vague descriptions. So when you put this thing on recon mode, it becomes extra powerful as a scouting tool. Especially if you're trying to support an ISU 152 can be a good combination. Use T7 to scout for that. Oh, this is always dangerous. These crawlers can set off the S-mines. So if you see a crawler roaming around and standing on one of your own S-mine fields, be careful, because it will set them off and it will kill your own troops. Luckily this one was crawling to the left, it was crawling upwards. It may inflict some damage to those two green models that were rather close. And PauL's putting down quite a lot of S-mines. You notice he's cancelling them after only one or so of the 4 sections have been placed down, which you can do, so you still need the full 60 to start putting down the minefield. But whoa, but you can stop part way and you won't lose all 60 munitions. You'll just lose the amount from the number of sections you used, in this case 1, so that would be 15 munitions. So down goes another pack. PauL once again overextending his packs with very little support. Managed to lose this one as well. This T70 does take a Faust, and this crew repair does not repair enough to repair that Faust damage, so he will just have to tank that, try and escape from the recruit pack now with his speed alone. No, he's stopping. Oh, and I think that's going to be a dead T70. He's activated the crew repairs. Maybe he's going to hope to pop into the fog of war, and it looks like he's going to be successful. And at the same time, Momo brings up his pack and his SU-76 to knock out that D-crew pack, so that's a good maneuver there. Good win from Momo, knocking out that pack. That's 320 manpower gone for PauL. Probably even more than that, actually, considering he had to recrew his other pack with grenadiers, which are reasonably expensive to reinforce as well. So PauL now does have 2 squads of LNG grenadiers, and they are extremely strong. And Momo having oh, now he has selected shock rifle. I was going to say, he doesn't have any elite infantry at the moment, so he may have troubles dealing with these vetted up LMG grenadiers just with conscripts alone, though he does also have a lot of veterancy on his conscripts. Oh, I think he's going to lose the stolen pack, and down it goes. In comes incendiary artillery barrage though, and that will force PauL back. I don't think he knew what that could have been. Playing it safe and just retreating there. Momo has managed to recrew that pack though, and he's trying to back that to safety under mortar fire. Looks like he will be successful. We see PauL is finally managing to get some victory points under his control, and he's starting to get the clock going against Momo. Though he is about 150 VPs behind at this point. Certainly it could have been worse though. He's only about 200 manpower away from his Tiger. And once that comes on, Momo could have a few issues. That being said, Momo does have this pack still. Still has his SU-76. And it will have a ISU reasonably shortly, if he actually gets one of these fuel points under his control once more. Probably about 2 minutes away. And he does have enough AT in the meantime. Looks like that mine actually did go off at some point. I missed that. So this mine has also been detonated. But PauL does have a sweeper squad now, and he's using that to operate on doing the lone capping with that squad, which is a good idea because you don't want a lone capping squad of, say, grenadiers running into demo charge over here. However, once this Tiger comes out, he'll want to keep that squad right up and close and personal with the Tiger. Make sure he doesn't run over any mines with that. Whoa, mortar gets cleared there by T70. This thing is the hero T70. Now circle strafing this pack, trying to knock that down. Gets a few shots off on PauL.'s tech structures. Here comes the Tiger. T70 wants to finish the job, is now backing out. Oh, but the pack shot and the Tiger shot there hits the T34 wreckage, I think. Oh, but it doesn't matter. T70 goes down. It was a very risky play there from Momo, really sticking around for that long in your opponent's base. He's trying to seal the deal there, but end up paying for it. Whoa! Grenadier squad goes down to a mine. There's only a 3-man squad, but still, they're quite spread out. I'm surprised that happened. Unlucky break for PauL. Now he's pretty light on the infantry squads. Definitely needs to get a few more of those. Especially mobile infantry. He does have 2 MGs now, but very light on the Grenadiers. So, PAC and SU-76 are rotating to react to this Tiger. SU-76 barrage opens up on this garrison. Ooh, Tiger gets... Oh, excuse me. Half their squad there. So that's off to a pretty good start. 3 kills. Oh, wait, was that a friendly fire? Right. I don't know what happened there. How did that squad get down to 3 men? I mean, maths is not adding up here. Oh well. Back to the action. We see the Tiger roaring around, blasting away at Momo's squads, forcing them to retreat. But here comes the IS-2. Being upgraded with the Dishka as well. PauL, on the other hand, hasn't actually upgraded the pintle mount on his Tiger, which is a bit of a surprise. He's got a lot of munitions floating in the bank. I wonder what he intends to do with that. I mean, the light artillery barrage is 120. But I mean, it's not that good. It's decent against team weapons, but other than that, it's kind of like a poor man's incendiary artillery barrage in a lot of ways. Smaller AoE. Now, slightly more RNG dependent, depending on how the shells fall. Whereas the flame scatter is usually pretty wide area of effect, forcing squads to reposition quite far away from its area of effect. Rifle grenade mostly dodged there by Momo. He's going to try continue the cap, but now he's starting to bleed on his squads. He's taking a lot of damage on all his conscripts, mainly from that Tiger, but also now from this LMG Grenadier squad. Whoa, Tiger blasting away at those combat engineers. AT guns exchange fire. SU-76 is looking for an opportunity to get a shot off on this Tiger. IS-2 firing on the move there. His accuracy is so terrible when it's moving. Can't hit the broadside of a bar. And luckily he does have that Dishka upgrade, so could put a bit of damage onto those Grenadiers even though he was moving around like that. So SU-76 barraging on this point, hoping to catch these pioneers. Did manage to detonate one of those S-mine field segments, which was lucky for him. Now Momo's actually switching over to this side. Trying to keep the pressure on PauL. PauL's now going for 2 packs, so it's a lot of anti-tank. Momo's going to have to be very careful, even with the IS-2s. 2 packs are very, very, very strong. And you can't win this engagement against that flamethrower squad, so probably going to have to send a few more squads over to the right. PauL's got a pretty good setup though there with his mortar. Can fire on both sides from that central position, and Momo's not having a bar of it, sends a squad straight down the road, puts some pressure on that mortar, forcing it to retreat. Not before it did quite a lot of damage to those conscripts though. And there we see flamethrower pioneers forcing away those combat engineers. So PauL is inching his way forwards on the map.
The sector is at
Continues to rumble forward, slowly gaining more and more map control. Gotta be careful with that SU-76. One target weak point and a volley from these AT guns will easily take down that SU-76.
establish our supply lines.
I suppose Momo, having ticked for tier 4, does have quite a few options up his sleeve. Could consider going for a Katyusha at this point. May not be a bad idea against PauL's rather heavy team weapon plays, but no, the more whoa, Tiger there detonates the mine. Tiger's going deep, does clear out the SU-76. Here comes the IS-2, was back in base receiving repairs. Looks like PauL wants to try and decrew that stolen pack. IS-2 putting pressure on these fresh LMG greens. Trying to force them to retreat, but he can't, he just can't hit. Something to do with the camber of the hill there, causing the IS-2 all sorts of issues. Didn't all three of those shells just miles away from target. Oh, nasty S-mine on retreat there. Wiping that squad. Oh, we'll need minesweepers if he wants to start capping on the right. Plenty of S-mines over there. AT grenade coming out from Momo. Tiger's got damage into the R2 AT guns here. He's going deep. In comes the incendiary barrage on this one. There's still this one out the back here, which may not be affected by it. He needs to use target weak point on this before it dies. He has activated it. Oh, and it goes off! IS-2 is stunned in front of this pack. Main gun destroyer in the IS-2 bounces that shell. Oh, but the Tiger goes down to this pack. Oh, but also the IS-2 goes down to this pack.
Vehicle losses.
So, Momo slightly hit, having decrewed that pack there, but trading the heavies. Interesting. Also interesting to see who can capitalize best on this window of opportunity. Looks like Momo's trying to steal that pack, but is unsuccessful. MG42 shutting down all these troops, trying to push. What is that? Okay, so that's actually a mortar from Momo, standard Soviet mortar. So that's the route of indirect fire he's going for instead of a Katyusha.
300 points stand
And you can see that. I mean, I can understand why he didn't go for a Katyusha and to go for a mortar. I need to save his fuel just in case he lost his IS-2. If he maybe played more conservatively and gone for a Katyusha, it may have worked out better in the long run, but he saw the opportunity, he went for it, and didn't turn out too badly. So he's pretty much lost the entire map right now. He's actually bringing in a KV-8. Interesting choice, and not sure. He's got a very small window of opportunity before that Tiger arrives, about a minute, slightly less than a minute in fact. And that's going to delay his second IS-2 for a very, very, very long time. Probably going to need another AT gun to keep that AT gun on its toes. But I hear that the new KV-8 is very, very strong. So we'll have to see if that's the case here. Quite a lot of damage to that Pioneer squad in the brief window we saw there. Looks like he's sending it over here, trying to clear up some of these S-mines, but there are none left. Oh, spoke too soon, I couldn't see that one there. So, successful in clearing those S-mines. He is bringing his pack and a constant squad over here to try and cap. But the bulk of his infantry is over on this side. And some capping over here. And he does need both those sweeper squads over there, so a lot of S-mines. Oh, here we go. Whoa, you got to see that KV-8 there. Looks like it did a heap of damage to that green squad. Pack's R&D keeping on its toes though, forcing it back for some repairs. Luckily Momo does have 3 commandos in his squad, so that's no real issue. And I suppose this is where the issues of shock rifles start to show themselves. not going for any shock troops, and that's fair enough. Shock troops may not be the best on this rather wide open map. Probably take quite a lot of bleed just getting them into range to be effective. Instead, just trying to fight it on base infantry alone. Not having much success though against these highly vetted LMG Grenadiers. And if we look at army size, we see PauL has a sizable lead, 81 to 55. It's not like Momo has a whole bunch of resources in the bank either. It's just a plain old-fashioned, much larger army for PauL. So Momo desperately needs to keep hold of fuel. If he wants to get another IS-2 out. Otherwise, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, but he does manage to vet his pack up to vet 1, so that will be another weight on PauL's mind. Target weak point is still very, very strong. Especially against Axis armor. Looks like Momo's making a play, switching to the right hand side. He's rotating everything into the right hand side, in fact. So perhaps trying to catch PauL on the rotation out of position, which is a fair idea, honestly. So here comes the KV-8 roaring forwards. It has been fully repaired and it should be extremely good against this garrisoned MG42. Here comes the Tiger around the side. Pack is located here. Whoa, look at that! Wow, the KV-8 just wasted that MG42 in the blink of an eye. Target weak point used by the pack. That's immobilized this Tiger. It's probably going to take another 2 shells. And so the KV-8's moved in to block the Tiger. It's taken damaged engine now from this conscript squad. Is this Tiger going to go down? To this lovely play by Momo, he's blocking effectively with the KV-8. In comes another shell. PauL very belatedly brings down the light artillery barrage on the pack, but that's going to probably get away. And there was actually a ZIS as well, so 2 AT guns there by Momo did in fact catch PauL on the rotation out of position there and manages to clear out that Tiger. Nicely done by Momo. And we also did get to see that KV-8 extremely devastating against garrison units at the very least. Perhaps against all infantry. Certainly seems to be a lot better than Pioneer flamethrowers.
Okay, that's the last one.
So Momo's largely just reinforcing all of his squads. Oh, this is a dangerous game PauL's playing here. Leaving his squad in a garrison. We saw the results last time. That MG42 got roasted. Absolutely roasted. Oh, he's bringing in the incendiary barrage. It's actually going to do a decent amount of damage to this mortar crew. It's probably going to pick it up in time, in fact. Oh, that's a good effect as well. The flames from the incendiary barrage setting off all of PauL's S-mines. So it's a bit of a double whammy there. Getting a few of PauL's squads to retreat and clearing out those S-mines at the same time. I was now sneaking around this bunker that PauL's situated, covering these 2 points here. And I imagine that bunker would probably get a squad if they did just auto-move into that fuel circle. But the bunker is going to fall victim to double AT gun fire. KV-8 does have ruled the roost now, while PauL tries to save up for another Tiger. Whoa, look at that thing, man, it just wastes MG42s. This thing is so strong right now. So I mean, it looks like the flamethrower changes maybe made infantry-based flamethrowers a bit worse, but man, the KV-8 seems to be significantly more powerful than it was before, especially against stationary team weapons. Haven't got to see it chase down any squads, which was a hallmark of the KV-8 before. It was quite good at chasing down squads on retreat. There's still an East mine or two down here. So Paul has decided he cannot afford to wait for another Tiger, instead bringing out the Stug E. Whoa, is that 3 packs as well? Almost knocks out that KV-8 in one volley, though it was quite damaged before, probably about a quarter damaged before. Still, 3 packs. Momo's going to have to be extremely careful. And of course, as I was talking about earlier, he doesn't really have the best infantry army to try and deal with LMG Grenadiers, so that may become an issue in the near future. Still quite a few air mines round about. Momo should probably make sure he tries to clear those. Oh, Momo's pack wall. Putting in some work on PauL.a.D. Stuggy. Oh, I said I was going to stop saying putting in some work, didn't I? Relapsed already. Never mind. Can't just get up close and personal for a AT grenade. Does manage to damage the engine. Doesn't have anything to really follow that up though. Oh, and that is a Katyusha from Momo, so he's not going to wait for an IS-2 either. He's going for a Katyusha. I mean, good choice if your opponent's got 3 packs. Quite risky still going for the IS-2, especially if they've got target weak point. You can knock down your IS-2 quite quickly. So a good choice by Momo going for the Katyusha, as I was talking about earlier. Good against the team weapon, heavy play of Paul.
Replacements have arrived.
This territory is ours.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
It's been quite interesting. We've seen quite a lot of combat engineer versus pioneer action here on the right, and a lot more just army versus army fighting here on the left. If we do take a look at the victory points, somehow Paul's managed to give himself a pretty good lead now, about 120 VPs ahead of Momo. So Momo hasn't really been able to capitalize on that Tiger kill that heavily.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
We have moved the enemy. Fall back now.
Stand and shoot!
Heavy machine
And now he's actually bringing out a Maxim, which is a good choice. He needs something to try and deal with Paul's LMG Grenadiers. Conscripts just aren't cutting the mustard anymore. Oh, in comes a Katyusha barrage. Surprisingly few kills though for a pretty close range barrage there. I think Paul got off light there, taking quite heavy damage, but only losing one squad member from that Katyusha barrage. And I'm sure Momo is also feeling cheated. Stuggy has been repaired and is wreaking havoc on these conscripts. Looks like they want to come in for another AT grenade. Oh, that's a double packs from the side. Is Paul going to react in time? Target weak point. Oh, but that shell misses, but doesn't matter. Looks like the AT grenade finished the job there. I didn't think that would have do enough damage, but shows what I know.
supply sector under attack.
So what I see there with that flamethrower squad, looks like they're just spraying flames over here. Most of the team weapon was over here, so maybe you have to get a little bit closer with your flamethrower squad rather than just right clicking it on the opponent's squad. If you get a little bit closer to make sure that AoE of the flames goes over the entire squad you're fighting. It just seems to be a preliminary tip just from what I just saw there. So a slight change in the way you actually have to use your flamethrower squads. So KV8 looking for a window opportunity. He's about to run into the pack wall though. Whoa, he's quite slow to react, and the KV8 is a very, very slow tank, and down it goes. Very, very risky, just rolling it in without any scouting against triple packs. Though maybe that will give an opportunity for momo4sho to try and find a juicy target in the form of those 3 packs. More targets cleared by a rifle grenade there. In comes Katyusha barrage. Wow, PauL is getting so lucky with these Katyusha barrages. Just does heavy damage to that squad but doesn't kill a single squad member. Now PauL's just coming in, bringing his packs to try and clear that sandbag position, which is a pretty good idea really. And now Momo's actually got his Maxim faced the wrong way. Oopsie daisy. I think they got disorientated from that pack fire, blasting away those sandbags right next to their heads. Conscious skip behind enemy lines, forcing away those team weapons. A bundle grenade easily dodged there by Momo. In fact, he retreated quite early there. Perhaps he was operating from the tactical map and just decided to retreat. Better safe than sorry. So, sweepers from both sides here on the right hand side of the map. And PauL has gone for a rather deep MG42. It was up here for protecting from this angle. He's gone for a much deeper one, and we saw him put a bunker back here. Entire Pacific Invitational, which seemed to work out quite well for him. This time using an MG, and now that Momo has scouted that location, he is switching up his positioning so Momo can't flank it. Next time he tries to make a play on that victory point. So some diligent MG42 usage there from PauL. Action is slightly slowing down now. Oh, this could be a nasty barrage here from the Katyusha.
Supply sector under attack.
Oh, there we go. Finally a good hit. Is that the 3rd or 4th barrage now from that thing? And it's the first wipe it's got. I thought that was going to be a lot worse, honestly. PauL got super lucky until that last barrage there. Cleared out the mortar. But PauL was quite late to retreat that, so really only has himself to blame for losing that mortar. I believe it was Vet 2 as well. It's a shame to lose all that veterancy. PauL now opting to jump in this garrison here. However, you notice this garrison does... Oh no, it does have two windows out of that side. I thought it was like the one on by Straya Voda, which doesn't have 2 windows on this side. Interesting. It's the same design as that one.
Supply lines have been cut.
Looks like that's going to be cleared by just one incendiary barrage. Interesting to see that as well. These flame weapon changes already having an impact on this match. So Momo has managed to save up for the IS-2, but PauL similarly is about to bring out his Tiger. However, the ace up his sleeve Momo has is that Katyusha. Now to Vet 1 could use the creeping barrage, which could, I mean, that could actually be quite good against a line of packs. We'll have to see if he makes use of it or just goes for the traditional creeping barrage. Doesn't have that much munitions in the bank, may want to save that for the incendiary barrages. There's another effective means to deal with this pack wall. Still, he's feeling the pressure in terms of victory points. He's down to only 70. Desperately trying to hold on to these ones on the right while keeping pressure on this one on the left. Times like these you usually see the player just try and cap the two right hand side VPs instead of trying to play across the two fronts. And perhaps Momo will adapt that strategy. Here comes the Tiger rolling straight up with very little support. It's going to be opened up on by these two AT guns. Here goes target weak point. Oh, but this just fails to penetrate twice in a row. And there you get to see the difference in reload rate between the Zis and the Pack. The Pack's fired like 4 shots now. The Zis is only, well, just now fired 3. Much higher rate of fire for the Pack. Whoa, Tiger may go down to the IS-2. There it goes, abandoned in fact. Now the IS-2's in a lot of trouble. Packs are all rotating, trying to knock it out. So is the Shrek squad. Katyusha Barrage raining down. He's trying to use this garrison as cover for his IS-2 to make a hasty retreat. Will he manage to do so? PauL maybe needs to use attack ground and hope for the best, but no. IS-2 does get to safety on extremely low health, but no, the Tiger's still abandoned here, so I suppose, I mean, that's lucky for PauL really, but he's only got 1 squad of Pioneers. He has lost all the rest of them, so perhaps this is a good opportunity for Momo. In fact, clearing that pack, he doesn't want 2 packs in his list against him. We already get to see the very powerful target weak point being used against PauL here, catching him out of position several times with his vehicles. Has now recruited his Tiger, he's backing that to safety, try to get some repairs on it. That will be extremely low, or extremely long repair time though, just 1 Pioneer. Luckily they are Vet 2 and they, similar to the combat squad, combat engineers also gain improved repair rates of Vet 2. But this has opened a good window for Momo to try and cap as many points as he can, try and level out the VP situation. And he's actually fielded himself a KV-8. He had enough fuel in the bank. He's had pretty good map control the last few minutes. He's going to use that KV-8. So I want to see this chase down squads on retreat. That wasn't really terribly good indicator. Doesn't look like it was very good though, to be honest. Chasing down squads on retreat. Double packs blasting away. Why doesn't PauL use tug weak point? No, he does. He is. And down goes the KV-8 to that double pack wall. That one's Vet 3. That one probably has extremely high rate of fire. Quickly catches out that KV-8. Now you get to see the power of the pack there. Did use target weak point, and I think it was. Sometimes it can kind of bug out as well, target weak point, especially if you do use it right after your pack has fired a shot.
The enemy has taken our supply sector. The enemy is down to 100 points.
Open
So conscripts Ura trying to get behind this MG before it sets up. No, in fact he's just going to bring down an incendiary barrage and try and hold the cap for as long as he can. MG's going to try to retreat through that flame field and is successful. IS-2 has been fully, well, almost fully repaired. He's got a tiny sliver of health. Whoa! Down goes that squad! PauL had no chance to react there. IS-2 doing some damage. Where there's that pack. Where's the second pack? Second pack's on the other side, so he's splitting his packs. He's desperately just trying to use it to cap, in fact. That is going to leave him vulnerable to the IS-2 on this side, and IS-2 knocking out most of that Shrek squad. So Tiger has also been completely repaired, basically, and is returning to frontline duties as well, with his compadre Stuggy, and Momo's getting very deep with those two combat engineers, but it has enticed PauL to stick around a bit too long with this Tiger. Is Momo going to get another target weak point off? He does! Once again, the target weak point comes through in a difficult spot, and that's going to be the end of PauL's Tiger again. Target weak point just shining through in this match. You get to see why it's so bad as access to let your opponent get hold of a pack. So potent when they turn against your own tanks. Yeah, Momo followed up with a extra tap there just in case that had been abandoned again. Now just raining down the base with his Katyusha, hoping for a few lucky rockets. Oh, he does get a couple. Knocks out 2 men from the MG squad. Also putting quite a bit of damage onto that med bunker. Still, PauL somehow has managed to neutralise this VP and may actually get a double cap running against Momo. And Momo is in fact bringing out a T70, late game T70. Fair enough. We'll have trouble dealing with the Shrek squad though, I think. Oh no, the Shrek squad does still have the 2 Shreks. Stuggy forcing away the mortar, Pax just doing the capping here. T70 on the other hand doing some good work here on the right hand side. Where PauL's... Okay, Shrek squad is moving to try and put some pressure on that T70. T70's going quite deep here. May actually go down to the Shrek squad. He's got to be careful. He's backing away from it. Desperately trying to kite. Oh, I think it's going to go down if these Shreks... Oh, it doesn't even matter. In comes the Stuggy from the side. Finishes the job on that T70. That thing didn't last long. In fact, most of Momo's armor here in the late game hasn't lasted too long. Oh, that Katyusha. No, luckily it's firing at the IS-2. Wow. Oh, close range. High explosive barrage on that Vet 3 pack, and somehow, I mean, it looks like it's hitting it, but it's just not doing any damage. But oh, there we go. That final shell pretty much wipes it in one and destroys it, in fact. So PauL is hurting for anti-tank now. I think he doesn't have any AT guns. I don't think they're even decrewed anywhere anymore. Not that I can see. So PauL pretty much has no AT, and now the IS-2's free to roam, free to try and knock out PauL Stug-E. Luckily it backs behind this wall, and IS-2 shell fails to penetrate that wall. VP situation is very dire for Momo, down to only 22 VPs. That's his #1 priority. He can't afford to go chasing that Stuggy. He needs to keep the VP pressure going. Oh, it looks like that Shrek squad went down. Luckily they dropped their Shrek for this Pioneer squad to pick up. Put some more damage on this IS-2, but having lost all his packs, this is his only form of AT apart from a Faust, but I mean... Well, I suppose it would at least limit the mobility of this IS-2, which is now running amok amongst PauL's army, just tearing through everything. Looks like Momo is going to set up a triple cap on PauL very shortly, and PauL doesn't have much to answer that call. Here comes another Katyusha on the base. He knows that he's seen a lot of team weapons to retreat. This is a good window opportunity to try and put some damage on them. Looks like he might have got the medics there, and also... Oh, there he goes. Clears that MG. Also puts quite a bit of damage on that. Is that a Maxim? In fact, that's a stolen Maxim.
We are losing supplies to the
Momo's just in here trying to keep the triple cap running for as long as he can, trying to drain PauL out of the VPs. Does end up costing him that combat engineering squad. T70's gone on a suicide mission, it looks like. I mean, he's just running around trying to distract PauL from what's happening here on the right, which is 2 VPs under Momo's control. And wow, he actually clears that pack. Sturgey's having a lot of trouble not having a turret really hurting him right now. And in comes the double packs, down goes the Sturgey, and that should be the game for Momo.
supplies.
Especially if he clears these 2 packs now.
We have nearly won.
PauL just doesn't have enough squads left.
5 points.
T70 forcing all those squads to retreat, in fact, so PauL just desperately trying to hold on to the VPs as long as he can, but oh, that mortar shell there finishes the job on those pioneers. Then comes the light artillery barrage. I suppose that will buy him a little bit of time. As I was saying though about scatter, it's not quite as effective as the incendiary barrage, though I have seen it luckily clear clear a B4 with just a full health B4 light artillery barrage, and got a lucky scatter on it and it cleared a B4. So I suppose it does have that feather in its cap. Just completely destroyed it. Happened twice actually. Twice in the same game somehow. You know, that's how RNG goes sometimes.
We have it.
Perhaps Momo should use secure mode here on his Ice 2. In fact, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Remaining.
Great minds thinking alike, I guess. No, he's using on secure mode. He's running it into the other side of the map, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. PauL's calling the GG. Down no 6 VPs. Doesn't have anything to cap with, and that should be the game. Well played by Momo, made the most of this stolen pack, using target weak point with reckless abandon, but paying dividends time and time again, knocking out PauL's Tiger time and time again. As for PauL, really needs to be a bit more attentive to his armor. Stop sending it out unsupported, and he was actually quite risky losing with his pack as well. Very risky with his pack, sending up here to cap, and that was the pack that did so much damage to him. So yeah, don't send your packs up to do some risky capping on the front lines. Is one of the main morals of this story. And I'll wrap on that, guys. If you'd like your game to be cast by me, details in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.